Test 1, 2.
Debate week wrap up is today. Jairus Jackson in studio with me, and Talk Radio 1680 KGED has brought you 5 days. Well, after today, it'll be 5 days of coverage of the Democrat debates in Detroit. As we wrap up today, Jairus, it looks like the Democrats feel like they have enough to move forward with impeachment. They had such a great night during the debates. I mean, they made the case to the American people, unlike Robert Mueller was able to. And then President Trump went out there last night and did a horrible rally, incriminated himself even more, that today we're talking about impeachment.
Well, it's kind of hard for the Democrats to have made the case for impeachment where they barely even mentioned Robert Mueller. I forgot he existed. They didn't even mention him at the debates, but I guess they think that propelled him.
Well,
Listen. Now, by the way, it's also funny the Democrats are increasingly becoming more on an island all on their own when it comes to this impeachment. Public support for impeachment has been tanking ever since Robert Mueller's testimony. It's really been tanking ever since the end of the investigation when he came up with nothing. I guess there is still some common sense Americans out there. And on top of that, even among registered Democrats, impeachment ever since Robert Mueller's testimony has been tanking. So these idiots are increasingly out on their own on Idiot Island.
Yeah, so the reality of the fact is, everybody, I think, on the Democrat side realizes that President Trump is going to be very difficult to beat, if not impossible to beat in 2020. I just said difficult to beat, if not impossible to beat in 2020. And I think they're desperate. They're very desperate. Or, like you said during our coverage, remember Julian Castro? He gave the roadmap. He literally gave the roadmap to Nancy Pelosi and said, look, guys, if you guys at least don't make the effort to impeach him, President Trump's going to go on and say, hey, look, guys, these people were absolutely so non-committal and actually trying to take me down. I did nothing wrong.
You're going to hear, they're going to start this pivot. Strokey face Nancy, the establishment trying to appease the Special Olympics squad. You're going to start to hear this pivot that we have to show that the House is going to stand up for justice. And if Moscow Mitch isn't going to do it, then Moscow Mitch is going to do what Moscow Mitch wants to do. But here in the House, we stand for justice, and you're going to start hearing that a lot. And that if they want to go down that route, that's going to be the gate opener to impeachment. Here in the House, No matter what the polls say, no matter the fact that we think it might hurt us, we have to stand up for justice, and it's going to end up being the Bill Clinton saga all over again. They're trying to appease the Special Olympics squad, and in the process, they're going to lose the House, and Trump is going to retain the White House.
Jairus, you and I, we always keep it real with the American people, and we keep it real for our audience. Do you think...
Keep it real.
Keep it real.
What are we, Kamala Harris, trying to sound like we're hood? Keep it real?
No, I don't want to do Kamala Harris because you do the better. You do a way better Kamala Harris than I do. But I try to keep it real.
All right.
I try to keep it real. This is me keeping it real. Do you think it's a good idea for the Democrats to go down this impeachment road?
I don't know, man.
I think it is.
I think
it's a good idea.
I lean a little bit towards it actually being a good thing.
I think
slight part.
It's good for the Democrats, and it's good for Donald Trump. The Democrats, they want to do it because they think this is what we got to do. This is what we got to do to put this to rest. We just got to let the American people know that, damn it, at least we tried. But it's also great for President Trump because at the end of it, it nothing's going to happen. You know who it's really bad for? Republican congressmen and women and senators. That's who it's going to be bad for. Because really, who's going to get the blame? It's going to be the Republican Congress, not the president. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win for President Trump and the Democrats.
I think it actually might be able to galvanize. I think it might even shore up support and get some new support for the Republicans running in the House. Because I don't know about you. I haven't even heard much about us taking over the House. Republican Party, are they even concerned with taking the House back? I've heard virtually nothing about that. All the fundraising emails I get is to give $20 to Donald Trump. What about the House, where we got our butts kicked last time? So I think, honestly, it'll kind of be, two things will be going on. If you go for the impeachment Donald Trump, that's going to make the Dems very happy. But the Republicans who stand up against Strokey Face, they stand up against the Special Olympics squad, and they stand against the impeachment proceedings, I think that is going to be beautiful, and it's going to bode great for them in 2020 in their districts.
Yeah. Now, if you're thinking, oh man, Guillermo, all the Democrats are on board with impeachment, That's actually not true. I was surprised when
Here's
you.
the thing, this is still a milestone. Don't act like this.
It is a
big milestone.
But it's not. I thought everybody was going to be lock, stock, and barrel. I thought all the Democrats in the House were.
No, you did not.
I did. No, I seriously did. I honestly, I thought they'd be more than this. I mean, they're at 118. You know, so numbers here: 118 out of 235. 118 out of 235 House Democrats have publicly called for opening an inquiry. All right, you still got 100 plus that really haven't said anything. These are House Democrats.
Now, the worst part is you got to understand the people who are still staying quiet. They're not the Paul Revere on the left. The people staying quiet are going to do whatever Nancy Pelosi tells them to do.
Well, I was going to say, when it comes to that point.
And the other people, the people who are staying quiet, they're just going to do whatever the majority does.
Yeah.
So this is a milestone because they have the majority and everyone's staying silent. They're not staying silent because they're some great intellectual. No, they're staying silent because they're just a foldover, and they're going to do whatever the majority does, and they're going to go along with what we now have, the majority of the House supporting impeachment, at least openly.
I don't think Nancy Pelosi at the end of Nancy Pelosi, I bet you she's got a big old whiteboard, or it could be no, my bad. I'm assuming it's white because whiteboards are white. I don't want to get in trouble here, but she's got
black women as a black woman in this country.
Kamala, relax. I just said whiteboard.
This systematic racism against women of color. This country is appalling.
All right, but she's got a chalkboard. All right, so she's got a chalkboard.
So you're gonna use white chalk to write on us black women?
Oh my gosh!
I must say, as a black woman,
Kamala, relax, Kamala. Let me finish. All right, so they're counting the numbers, Jairus. Nancy Pelosi, I'll give her credit. I don't think Nancy Pelosi is that incompetent to even bring impeachment without knowing where your entire party is going to fall, because she realizes this isn't just detrimental to her. It's going to be detrimental to those Dems that either don't go along with it or don't pull the trigger fast. She's going to literally throw everybody under the bus.
Imagine they already shot out their best effort, which was Robert Mueller.
Yeah.
I'm the at home guy who's going to go out there and he was going to make the case for impeachment. He halfway fell asleep and he drooled on his little tie from Macy's. Then they're going to try the impeachment. If that fails again, first of all, the question that Nancy Pelosi is a good speaker should go right out the window. Now, we know she's not good because she's anti-American, but even for the Democrats, everything they tried, taking Robert Mueller out in front, absolute failure. Impeachment, even within their own party, support for it is falling. If she brings up impeachment inquiries and it fails, that tarnishes her legacy completely.
She's done.
Forget back when she was up
She's
there.
She's a woman, though. She was a female.
Playing hooky with John Boehner and all that stuff, and she was working with Paul Ryan. None of that matters. If you're a Democrat, none of the good things none of the good things she did matters. If she failed, her party charting out Robert Mueller, if that failed, and bringing up, much more importantly, bringing up impeachment inquiries, if both of those things failed under her watch, she's screwed. And let me tell you something.
That's a good point.
It's going to be a whole lot easier for someone the next time the Dems are in power to take the speakership from her.
That's a good point. I mean, I'm assuming she's entering the end of her career. I'm assuming this. I'm assuming.
How old is Strokey Faye?
I don't know. I don't know what her age is.
How old is she really, and how old does she look? She's had a lot of plastic surgery.
Maybe late 70s. I'm guessing late 70s. But no, think about it. You make a very good point. She's coming across the end of her career. I mean, what is the highest peak that she's going to reach?
79.
I was right. Late 70s. She's really late 70s. This is going to be the end of her career. She's nearing the end of her career,
right? How much
right?
longer can she keep this up at 80? Come on.
She's going to be one of those just going to probably just die in office. Let's just be honest. I mean, she's going to be up there or at her office, and you're just going to hear a
exactly. Oh, she's going to be on the House floor.
Yeah.
Madam Speaker, today I would like to. Oh my God, Nancy!
She's gonna be there. So, but she doesn't want to have a tarnished career, and I think she realizes it. She knows that she can't move forward with impeachment. How much traction and how much political capital is that going to make? How much political points is that going to give the Democrats? Not very much. Even if they're successful, it doesn't give them very much.
And the thing you got to understand is who's it going to please. There's no middle-of-the-road person who, let's say, voted for Obama twice, voted for Trump. They're iffy on Trump. They don't like everything he says, and they're leaning towards a moderate Democrat or Trump in 2020.
Yeah.
Going after impeachment is not going to please them. It's only going to please the Rashida Tlaibs of the world. So, yeah, if you're going towards you want to put someone in the White House, which is goal number one, goal number one, You're not going to do that by going after impeachment. That's not going to win the middle of America, middle of the road people that you want.
Exactly. Nancy Pelosi here says that despite growing calls for impeachment, Pelosi has remained steadfast. This is MSN's here. Pelosi has remained steadfast in recommending restraint. This is what Nancy Pelosi said. We will proceed when we have what we need to proceed, not one day sooner. So she's counting the votes. She's rereading the Mueller report.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, she ain't going to bring forward impeachment, which is going to be great because it's only going to piss off every single 2020 candidate, and it's going to piss off every single radical progressive Dem.
Here's an idea, buddy. Right?
What?
Strokey Face doesn't bring up impeachment, right? On top of not bringing up impeachment, Joe Biden gets the nomination.
That's very
Bernie
true.
and all the little college socialists are going to be so peeved they're not even going to be staying home. Shout out to our favorite Belinda, who actually put it on our Facebook page. Nancy Pelosi is going to be RGB the second. Which is true. RGB the
She's
second.
gonna be RGB the
Ruth
second.
Bader Ginsburg the second. It's going to be Nancy.
Sounds good. I'll tell you what, you're not going to want to miss. Diamond and Silk are less than 14
2:30.
minutes away at 2:30.
That's not all we got.
Diamond and Silk, no. And
Well, you know what? Let's save it.
you want to save it?
It's
We got-
on the, like
all
we
right.
said yesterday, it's on the list of congressmen.
High profile.
You know him. If you're a conservative, you love him.
Absolutely.
And we are very honored to have him on, so you definitely do not want to miss that. And it's not, because some people yesterday were asking, it is not Jim Jordan.
No, it's not.
It's not. It's someone we like a little more than Jim Jordan.
We'll be back here on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED. I didn't. All right. All right, everybody. We appreciate you guys tuning in on Facebook Live. It is not Trey Gowdy. I'll give you a hint.
What's the hint?
In the geographic area that we're in, Fresno, California.
No. I know exactly what you do. Google all California congressmen, and then the one that you like the most and is the most recognizable. About a 99.
We got a couple of them that are, but none as this guy's.
Most recognizable. No one
Most
is recognizable. So, California congressmen or women, Guillermo, don't be sexist now. Yeah. And look at them. And the one that's the most recognizable, the one who you see on Fox a lot. Yeah, it's that one.
You get me with your Kamala Harris. As a black woman.
How dare you, Guillermo? Kamala is not going to like the fact that you are using white chalk to write all over those black boys.
That's true. They do make black boys. You're right.
The same
I was
way.
thinking green. You know,
the same way white men in this country have used their privilege to mark all over black men and black women.
Yeah, it's true. Say something like that.
Same way.
Elijah Cummings hasn't come out with anything today?
He's too busy picking up the glass.
Hard slog.
Another question, if you don't mind.
All right, I got the... All right, Diamond and Silk, folks, coming up. You're not going to want it.
Story, right?
Huh?
You got the Elijah story.
I do.
Diamond and Silk, less than 10 minutes away.
We love Diamond and Silk. You know what you're going to ask her?
Yeah.
What are you going to ask her?
Of course, dim debate. Get into a little Elijah. Another MAGA supporter getting the crap beat out of him.
What were you saying about MAGA supporters earlier?
We have to stop being so weak. We're the conservative strong ones. You see someone messing with you, stab them,
From
shoot
ABC
them.
News, Wall Street Now.
Always getting beat up.
Investors continue to pull back out of fear that...
Yeah, kill it. Thank you.
Oh, it's got the...
Do you want to get some of our comments while I get Trump and everything caught up here?
Well, some people are making guesses.
Anybody guess the right one?
Well, we're not going to say.
Well, I was going to say if they do, we should give them a prize.
We're not going to say. So some of the... You already heard Trey Gowdy mentioned. You have Jim Costa.
Who said Jim Costa?
Woo!
Someone said Jim Costa?
Someone said Jim Costa.
You're about to get banned unless you're not a top fan. I'll tell you that. You said Jim Costa. Those are fighting words here.
Although we would love the opportunity to grill Jim Costa on why this is about as much water as he's ever brought back to the valley. So, honestly, but it is not.
And now, Guillermo Moreno and Jairus Jackson.
The tweet that you put out about Elijah Cummings and that attempted burglary on his home. You saying it was so unnecessary. What do you say to the people?
Well, that's okay. I don't mind that. The tweet itself was just really a repeat of what I heard over the news. I know his house was robbed, and I thought that was too bad. That was really not meant as a wise guy tweet. I mean, his house was robbed, and it came over the news at a certain moment last night, and I had just mentioned it.
It wasn't a wise guy remark. President Trump talking about Elijah Cummings' home being broken into.
Yet again, Guillermo, another example of a blatantly racist president.
Clearly.
First, last
Impeach! Impeach now!
Guillermo, we can impeach someone because they're racist.
Oh, yeah. You're allegedly. I'll tell you what. I'm so excited. In less than 8 minutes. In less than 8 minutes from now, Diamond and Silk. Diamond and Silk.
Yes.
I don't know who's a bigger Diamond and Silk fan. I love Diamond and Silk.
I met him first. So.
Yeah, that is very true. So Diamond and Silk will be on in a couple of minutes here. Elijah Cummings says he scared away home intruder.
Here's the thing.
The dude can't even move. He was in a walker last week. How did he scare away anybody? Did he have a gun? Did he have a...
Who knows?
Did you hear the...
Maybe that's what ran him off.
And then he was like, hey, hurry up, put this away. I don't want them to know I'm pro-gun.
You know what I think listen, everyone's pro-gun when they're about to die. You want to know something, though? Honestly, what he probably did to fend him off, Guillermo, he probably flipped up his walker, took the tennis balls off, and started throwing them at the intruders. That's probably what he did. Elijah Cummings, he's got an arm. You could throw it at him. Maybe that's what it was. Now, so the whole thing is, in that article, you have that president's actual... What did the president actually say so we can get down to this? The president says it wasn't a wise guy, smart guy remark. This is the president responding to Elijah Cummings' house getting broken in, which, by the way, proves that the president basically saying the district is an S-hole is completely true. I mean...
yeah, this is all he said. All he said was, this was a tweet this morning, really bad news, ! The Baltimore house of Elijah Cummings was robbed, period. Too bad, ! Wow. So the hatred and the racism being spewed out of this president.
Much white supremacy.
Oh my gosh. And you want to know the worst part about it?
Worst part.
You know what the background of the tweet is?
What is it?
White.
And Guillermo, the paper you're reading it off of is... My God.
You see how this is systemic?
And Guillermo,
this is systemic racism, Jairus.
Your shirt. Oh my God.
Telling you. President Trump there. In response to all the inquiries, Cummings issued a statement to the Baltimore Sun this morning saying, an individual attempted to gain entry into my residence at approximately 3:40 a.m. on Saturday.
Hold on. See, here's the thing. If you're up at 3:40 a.m., he obviously is a criminal, okay? Because if you're up at 3:30 a.m., you're either sleeping or you're working, all right? Ain't nobody just doing, I'm just going to go. If you're up that early and you ain't going to work, you're robbing people. That's all I'm saying. No one needs to be up that late.
So this happened last weekend. Let's be clear. It happened last weekend. It didn't happen like last night or anything. I was notified of the intrusion by my security system. So your place is that bad that you got a security system.
He also has doors and walls.
And gates, right? And I scared the intruder away by yelling before the person gained entry into the residential portion of the house. The residential portion of the house? What's the rest of it?
Listen, when you live as affluent, as my man Cummings, you got common areas, you got an upstairs.
He's got a foyer. Is it foyer or foyer?
Foyers.
Is it foyer? I think it's
for
foyer.
poor people. Foyers for bougie
No,
people.
black people. I was gonna say black Latinos. Us folk. We don't have foyers or foyers.
That's called the entrance.
We call the welcome mat.
That's
It's literally the.
That's that little piece of dirty carpet right outside
Yep.
your door because everyone walks in with their shoes on.
That's the foyer. This is coming from him. This is how uppity up he is. He's saying that they gained
Uppity
entry.
up.
They gained entry to the residential portion of the house. I thank the Baltimore Police Department for their response and ask that all further inquiries be directed to them. There you go. There you have it.
Again, it's just further proof that the president was right. Rat-infested, crime-infested district.
Yep. Cummings confront.
I mean, for crying out loud, people in Clovis, we leave our doors unlocked.
You guys do?
Yeah, because that's how safe it is.
I've been to I've been to your neighborhood. You can't leave the doors unlocked.
Cummings, though? Nah.
Nope.
Like we said, Cummings probably has, like, the old grandmas in every movie where they've got 6 locks on the door? You ring the doorbell, and it's like... And then they open it, and the chain is still on the door. That's Elijah Cummings. And he's probably got a security system that you pay for, taxpayers.
Well, and that's Cory Booker, too. Because he lives in the hood, too, so his door is dead bolted shut.
That's the other problem with this whole living in the hood when you can get out of it. It makes it seem like it's cool. Like, and it makes it seem like it's cool to live there.
He's making a sacrifice. He is making a sacrifice.
If you could not live in the hood, but you still live in the hood, you're an idiot. You are.
Well, the funny thing is for him to say that, he does it to be able to, kind of stay in the... Like, you literally gotta remind yourself to be humble because you're not?
No, and I hate when politicians do that. You don't have to remember. You don't have to remember the struggles of people. They're broke, they have no jobs, and they have nothing better to do, so they go around committing crimes. I don't need to live next to you to know that. I also, for all these politicians, I think, I've got to tell you 1,000 times that I grew up with a single mother and that I grew up so poor, so you're relatable. Bruh. Everyone knows how you solve it. At least everyone knows, but they may not say it out loud. Everyone knows how you help these poor communities. The free market, capitalism, that's how you fix this problem. I don't need to go live with you in your little S-hole of a house to go realize and understand how you need to get out of that position. You don't have to grow up poor to know how to bring people out of poverty. I hate we do this every single presidential election. We try to find the poorest person. I grew up poor. It was so rough in my neighborhood.
I hate that.
And I was black on top of that, so it was so rough. Who cares?
I hate it when they do that.
We know what they need: jobs. They need economic prosperity. That's what they need. They need the free flipping market, and they need the big government that has caused this poverty to get the hell out the way. I don't need to grow up poor. I don't need to grow up in the ghetto to know how to get you out the ghetto.
Yep.
Your problem is you don't want to listen, and you keep voting for the Democrats. So go sit down and shuffle with your EBT card. I don't care anymore. I don't care.
And it's a trend, though. On the 2020 debate stage, you hear the candidates say, my father was a union electrician. I think I know what their parents were because they crap about it. So
we know more about their parents than the candidates' grandkids.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. You know, and listen, we're not on our Trojan horse here, okay? Because Republicans do the same thing. They don't talk about unions. They just talk about... I didn't even have plumbing in my house till I was 13 years old.
I can't wait for that.
I had to work 15 jobs just to help my daddy put food on the table.
I can't wait for that candidate to say, hey, I was really rich. Oh, wait.
That's
Trump. And he's the most relatable guy.
I mean, guys, within the first 15 minutes of his campaign, he literally said, I'm really rich. 15 minutes of his campaign, when this whole thing started, when everyone was against him, including us, he said, look, I'm really rich.
Yeah, I got a lot of money. A lot of money. All right, well, we are about to bring on Diamond and Silk. All right, here we go. All right, we have Diamond and Silk on the line. These beautiful Diamond and Silk.
The antithesis of sexy Americans.
That's right. Diamond and Silk.
Hey.
How are you ladies doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing wonderful. I hope you all are doing well.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
the debates are over, so we are doing well.
Oh, and it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare. What did you think of the debates?
Well, first of all, I didn't think it was a debate. I thought they were having a discussion on how they can stop or beat Trump. That's the number one thing. Listen, I heard no substance, all lies. They're making these unrealistic, they're promoting unrealistic goals on how they want to see our country, and it's unrealistic. And what they're doing is setting our country up to destroy it. That's what they're doing. So I just looked at them, shook my head, and listen, ain't now one of them going to be able to beat President Trump.
Not now one of them. And I actually saw it as a Trump bashing session. All they wanted to do was talk about Trump. If you notice, they had no no ideas as far as solutions to a lot of the issues that's plaguing America, because if you look at it, President Trump is taking care of them. So they're going to this extreme left, like they're falling off the cliff with some ideas that is like in medieval times, some stuff that, Venezuela had. And that's why they are basically going into like bankrupt and so forth. So they want to implement this socialistic ideas like a third world country. I believe that's what they want America to be like. And I'm glad that they're on stage, on live TV for all Americans to see that this is what you don't want to vote for.
That's right.
But hey, part of it that I actually did like, ladies, is that next to bashing Trump, they were also pretty okay with bashing Obama. That was about the only enjoyable part of it, watching Democrats tear down their messiah, Obama.
You're absolutely. But here's the deal, though. When you listen to the left-wing media, they're upset because, everybody was criticizing the Obama administration. But Obama is not above criticism. We get to criticize him, his administration, what he did not do for the American people. He gave us, they claimed he gave us Obamacare, but he gave us Obama without the care, So Obama really didn't fix anything. And so it's okay to criticize him. Listen, I see them all destroying each other, which is so funny to me. I see them all destroying each other. But guess what? All of these people are in some type of governmental official, whether Congress or Senate. If you are lawmakers, if you can't make those laws now, why do you think we're going to give you a chance to run our country in the ground for 4 years? That's right. Not going to happen. Why don't you go back, if you're a congressman or a senator, and do your job up there before you start talking about running for president out here? That's right.
Yeah, that's very true. Did you listen to some of the questions on race? How racially charged they were in themselves, and they were leading questions. I mean, Don Lemon.
He literally said the president's running his campaign off racial division.
This guy is racist. And then let me ask my question about what did you think about the questions on race? It was so bad.
Well, first of all, Don Lemon was probably just being a lemon head. Listen, they pushed Russia. Now it's race. Everything is racist. This is what they do to pander to black folks. Let me tell you what I was appalled. I was appalled by them having all of these ideas, pandering to black voters. Pandering. It was clear pandering because you don't see them or they don't want to help black people until they need a vote. And they keep pushing reparations. No, black people don't need reparations. They need liberation from the Democrat Party and their socialistic ideas, the ideas that keep them all stuck, looking messed up. That's what they need. They need to get away from those ideas that they're pushing. So when we look at them pushing race, this is nothing but a normal talking point to pander. This is all they do because they know if they mention race or racism, it's going to scare black people.
And one thing they forgot to mention while they was mentioning race and talking about slaves and Jim Crow was that it was the Democrat Party that enslaved our ancestors, that it was the Democrat Party that was the party of the KKK, the Jim Crow, the segregation. That's who it was. So they did not even mention that it was their own party that are the ones that kept our ancestors enslaved and fought for slavery to continue. It was Republicans that freed the slaves.
And if I can piggyback off what you just said, Phil, back in the day, I want you all to understand that it was rappers, ballers, shot callers. Listen, everybody wanted to be like Donald Trump. You name one black person that ever wanted to be like Joe Biden. I'm just saying. So this thing, the race car, listen, we have to decline the race car.
That's right.
They've used it all up. You ran it up. And they only use the race car when they have no other solutions, when they don't have any policies, when you can really beat them and challenge them and debate them at their own policy, that's when they throw out race. Look at what happened with what the president tweeted about Elijah Cummings' district. Now all of a sudden that's racist. Calling out the obvious, calling out the fact that black people are living in rat-infested areas. And you have somebody like Elijah Cummings, who happens to be a black congressman, up there advocating for illegal aliens. And then it's out there that his house get broken into. Well, Elijah, you okay with illegal aliens breaking into the house of America? So you shouldn't be appalled when somebody try to break into your house. It's called karma.
That's right.
Absolutely. Let me ask you this, because one of the loudest applauses on night one was Marianne Williamson when she talked about
Just her name makes Diamond and Silk laugh. Just hearing Marianne Williamson.
Every time I hear Marianne Williamson, I think of out of space, out of mind, out of body.
I think of Gilligan Island.
Yes. Listen, I don't see her as president of the United States. I see her more as being a life coach, maybe to help the other ones, because none of them know how to talk. They don't know how to position themselves to really want to be president, because everything is about how we gonna beat Trump, and ain't now one of them gonna be able to beat him. Because they're all career politicians. President Trump is a businessman. He done came in and he done changed the game. You wanna raise our taxes, put more regulations on us. How is that going to work for the American people? In order to move this country forward, we're going to have to vote for President Trump that wants peace, prosperity, and he wants you to have more money in your pocket. He ain't talking about cutting tax. Raising taxes. He got our taxes cut. He got our taxes low. But you have Democrats talking about they want to raise our taxes. Yeah. People better listen to the Democrat talking points. The Democrat talking point is going to push us back into the days of slavery. But this time it will be modern day slavery.
Yeah. So really, Marianne, she would be a good fit to be a life coach to everybody whenever President Trump wins 2020. So when they go into the breakdown and the denial and start crying and everything, go to Marianne. She can help you out.
That is
Marianne will help you win that way.
Marianne should be there when all those little liberals start crying when Trump wins re-election they did the first time. She can walk around with incense and tissues.
Help the snowflakes out when they are melting, having a meltdown, because President Trump has won this again in 2020. Yeah, that's what she can be around. She can channel that anger and that energy.
Now,
that's right.
Now, ladies, did you enjoy it all? Because, listen, obviously no one on that stage we are interested in voting for. But at the very least, did you guys not enjoy Tulsi Gabbard's takedown of Camel Toe Kamala Harris?
Honey, I was laughing and screaming at the tip of my... Yes, I enjoyed it. Kamala Harris walk around like she do no wrong.
Yeah.
She tried to destroy Kavanaugh without proof. She had no proof, but she tried to take him down. She tried to destroy him. She talked about the babies or the children in cages. Well, look at how many black men you locked up in cages. I mean, it's time to call her out. So I was so happy when she was called out on her stuff. She was literally destroyed. I hope she packed her little knapsack and go. She thinks that because Obama walked into the Senate, was only a senator for a couple of years, and walked into the White House, she will be able to follow into those footsteps. I'm sorry, she won't. She have a horrible track record as Attorney General in California, as a prosecutor in California. Listen, black people ain't voting for no Kamala Harris. They don't even like her.
That's right.
Just look at her state, the state that she's supposed to represent, California. If Kamala can't take care of her own state, how can she take care of the United States?
She'll have us all homeless, leaving in tents.
And defecating in the street.
We don't want nothing like that. So it's a no for us when it comes to Kamala Harris. I'm glad she got destroyed.
And we saw, actually, guys, we said this before during our coverage. We've been here all week. She's great with the books. You give her a book and study it for a week, she'll do the best, zingers and attack lines you've ever seen. But when you called her on the carpet and she isn't expecting it, she was flustered. She was messed up the rest of the debate.
That's what you call a career politician.
Exactly.
All talk, no action. That's what you call career. She's well-rehearsed. Well-dressed, rehearsed career politician.
Yep.
And that's why we didn't vote for crooked Hillary. And that's why we know we're not going to vote for old Kamala Harris.
And I think she was looking for it to come from Biden. But I think Biden and I think they had a little something together to say we're going to come this way right here and we're going to blindside her. And that's why Kamala was kind of savage.
This proves our theory is smart, because Diamond and Silk agree.
That's true.
Ladies, we said the exact same thing. And so let's go even a step further. We said Joe Biden might be making a play to make Tulsi his VP. And
easily.
That's what that was about.
Probably. Even though we know ain't none of them gonna win, but maybe, and they may have had a little something to go on. See, and that's what Kamala. That's why you got to prepare yourself for everybody. She was prepared to take it from Biden, and she got it from somebody else. They did a 52 fake outside track on her, and she was sitting up there looking like a deer caught in headlights. And I was laughing about it. Good for her, because she talk about Biden, but she can't talk. You ain't no better than Biden. But you had a lot of black men locked up in droves, and then sat back and laughed about how she smoked weed, but you had people locked up for the same thing you were doing. It's a no for Kamala Harris.
That's right. Diamond and Silk on the line. Let me ask you this. Cory Booker They said he had that one moment when he was telling Joe, you ain't drink. I don't even know how it goes.
He said you're dipping in the Kool-Aid and you don't even know the flavor. Ladies, first of all, have you heard that before? Let's just be honest. Have you guys heard that?
Okay, that's a slang that's used, especially in the black community. We've heard that before. But listen, Cory Booker looked like a liar. Not only do he look like a liar, he sound like a liar. I believe he was the mayor of New Jersey? Does New Jersey look like it's doing really, really, Newark. Do it look like it's doing very well? Heck no. Go back all the way whenever he was running it. He ran it into the ground. He will never be president. I don't even see him ever being anything in the administration if anybody else would ever get it. He's a liar. He is a straight liar. He will do and say anything he can to make headlines and to get a vote. But everybody can see right through. Black people don't like him either. You all listen. I'm hearing it from the streets. They don't too much care for him either. He will never be president.
But he lives in the hood.
Yeah, he lives in the hood.
That's his street cred.
Yeah, he can pander for people because he live in the hood, but the hood don't really go vote because they think they vote don't count. They don't really go vote.
What is living in a place where no one votes? What good does that really do you?
Absolutely. Listen, ain't nobody gonna vote for Cory Booker. He got up there acting like Spartacus, remember? Listen, he's a liar. You can tell he's a liar. Will do and say anything he can to get a vote. Just because these people know Oprah, that don't mean somebody gonna vote for you. Understand that?
And look at these career politicians. Now, you just said that he lives in the hood. Why do we still have a hood? Why can't black people be part of the American dream just like everybody else? Why do black people got to be segregated to just the hood?
That's
it's
right.
Time for black people a project. That's right. It's time for black people to come up and realize that we already done overcame. Listen, black people can obtain the American dream because your ancestors used their sweat, blood, and tears while they was enslaved. We are inheritors of the American dream, and all black people should be able to obtain it. Nobody from another country should be able to come to this country and obtain the American dream, and they didn't work for it. Our ancestors put this here before us to be able to obtain it. Get off of your behinds of do nothing. Stop waiting on these so-called black leaders to lead you like you some type of animal. You all have your own minds. You can think for yourself. Go and get your dream and stop living in these rat-infested areas where it's the black man that has his foot on your neck, not the white one.
And keeping you in a nightmare is what
that's right.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Silk 2024. Anybody?
Yeah. Diamond Heads. That's right.
Actually, both of you.
Yeah, you Diamond Heads. Yeah, Diamond and Silk.
Now, it really irritates me, y'all. It really irritates me because we have the opportunities here. But I see a lot of our black leaders that sit back and say, well, we should overcome, but they ain't telling people that we already done overcame. They always talk about no justice, no peace. But then when you have a white president to call out the obvious, the first thing the black person want to do is get on TV and start crying like a yutch, and then want to be like, oh, my God, he said the word. It's a tweet. My feelings got hurt. Black men, wake up and stop being weak. Understand that there's something happening in your community, and this is the time and the opportunity. Every time you've been walking through the street, marching and burning down your community, this is the time to wake up. Somebody is here saying, look, there's something happening in these Democrat-ran communities here. Y'all wake up. Tell people what's going on. A closed mouth won't get fed, but they don't have a problem with feeding them darn rats down there in Baltimore. $15 billion gone, but the rats is hopping around like dogs.
You would have think they would have, but you would have think they would have took some of that $16 billion and bought some decoy to kill the doggone rats. But you got rats and stuff still running around there over people's head, and they're mad at President Trump for calling out the obvious. We finally have a man that's sticking up for Americans, all Americans, including black Americans. People need to appreciate that. And these black leaders that don't want the secret out there, they need to go somewhere and sit down because they still stuck in the 60s. This is 2019. It is unacceptable for some of these cities to be looking the way it's looking and people living the way they're living.
That's right.
You guys are so right about the whole, it's manufactured outrage with the whole black man. Listen, if you listen to DMX and Snoop Dogg, but you're mad at the president's tweet, this is just fake outrage. Oh, come on.
That's very true.
It's fake outrage is what it is. It's all manufactured. You got to understand, People kickbacks, patty whacks. Listen, they're being dried up. They have their hands in the cookie jar, and there's no more cookies left. The president is peeling this back like an onion, opening up the Pandora box so everybody can see what's going on in these Democrat-run cities. Let me tell you something. Our president care about people. He wants people to be prosperous. If you want to continue your prosperity, I tell you, you better vote for him in 2020.
Yep.
Or you're going to get left if you don't vote right.
Last question, Diamond and Silk. 2020 is right around the corner, and you guys helped out the president. You stumped for him on the campaign trail. He needs the black vote. Are you guys going to be back on the campaign trail for him? And what does he got to do to secure the vote again?
Well, first of all, we're already on the campaign. We started this here back last year. And we ain't never stopped campaigning, to tell you the truth. And the other thing, I think the president's going to be fine when it comes to Black America. I need him to continue to double down and tell the truth. I don't care what nobody say. It's like people don't want to hear the truth. Talk about these things. Talk about what you want to do for Black America, because they're listening. Just like he said, what the H do you have to lose? He needed to say it like that, because if he would have said it any other way, Black America wouldn't have heard him. But when he said it that way, you had the left outrage. But then you had some Black people say, you know what, he's right. What in the heck do we have to lose? So listen, if the president continues to double down, talk about what's going on in these inner and urban cities, put out solutions on how we can solve these problems with the opportunity zones. Listen, I think he's going to be fine when it comes to Black America. I think he's going to get more vote this time than he did the last time.
Diamond and Silk, we appreciate you guys so much, and we thank you for all that you do.
Any Chit Chat tour dates, ladies?
Yes, Chit Chat Tour. You all, we're going to be in Colorado, and we're going to be in New York. Get your tickets at chitchattour.com.
Lady, we'll see you the next time there's a circus that comes to town.
Thank you.
Yeah, we love it.
I love you all.
I love you too. Diamond and Silk, everybody. We appreciate them coming on. Hey, when we come back, a MAGA supporter gets beat up.
We gotta talk about this.
Why do we always have...
Because we're weak. Because we're wussies.
All right.
We're pussy cats.
All right. We'll tell you about the MAGA supporter that got beat up. But when we come back here on our last day of covering Debate Week on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Also, we were both.
Hey everybody! Anybody guess? We appreciate Diamond and Silk so much. We love them.
A few people guess it correct.
We had a few people guess it correct. All right. At 4:30,
So we're just gonna give it out to them.
Well, we're gonna give it out to them first to the Facebook.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So at 4:30, we're gonna be having Congressman Devin Nunes on. That's right. Congressman Devin Nunes will be on the show at 4:30, in between 4:30 and 5.
Let's talk about regarding Hillary's homie Comey.
That's right. Well. Devin Nunes will be on right before he does Tucker. So he's gonna be doing Tucker right after us. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We really saved our heavy hitters for the last day.
We did. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We appreciate it. We had Hugh Hewitt on earlier on in the week. Hugh Hewitt. I got to ask him if he still thinks his theory of Kamala Harris becoming the nominee is...
I'll tell you what.
She got a beat down.
And I want people to know, we're already working hard. We're already planning some pretty big names for September. So definitely want to stay with us till election night and beyond, Guillermo.
Absolutely. Has the president announced any West Coast tour yet? I forgot to check.
Well, there's been some whispers with some higher ups, California, but nothing confirmed.
Because Nevada, I bet you'll do a Nevada.
You want to go to if he does one?
Oh heck yeah, I'll definitely go to the Nevada one.
So wait, what's our cutoff limit? You're a smart guy. You know what the state looks like. Like what state from this state on we have to go to it? What's your cutoff? Like Colorado or
probably Colorado? Colorado's just not. Ugh.
So anything past Colorado?
Yeah.
All right.
You get a pretty cheap
Seems
Spirit
fair.
flight though. Spirit flight.
Crashes. Spirit.
If they got enough gas in the plane, have you gone in a Spirit flight?
I had once, and it was a terrible experience.
It's like a cardboard seat, and then your knees are hitting the back seat, and then when the person puts their no, I forgot, my bad. Those seats don't even recline.
Why do you fly on Spirit Air often?
I'm part of their $9 club fare, which you never get a ticket for $9. I hate it when they do those stupid. You're a $9.
And then, Guillermo, we got to also get into, my friend, the economy is crashing and no one has jobs anymore. We got to get to the jobs report.
I thought they had 3 jobs.
3 jobs.
Remember, that was the thing. Everyone's working 3 jobs now.
I
That's
don't
Tom
know.
Perez said.
Maybe.
Tom Perez said everyone's working 3 jobs.
And AOC. Well,
And AOC,
also.
yeah.
Hey, everyone's forgetting. Tom Perez did say AOC was the future of the party.
Yeah.
So, no. Also, do you want to get into it? Your boy Charlemagne, he has, because remember, Kamala Harris is his girl. And his reaction to Kamala Harris's performance is beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, so you should find that. We should do that a little later on. All right, Maggie. Maggie's one. How is Maggie not listed as a top fan? She's literally been here since day one.
I don't know. Yeah, I think we've been getting shadow banned, by the way, as well. I have. I really do.
Why?
On 9/11 to every family that lost a loved one on that day. Congresswoman, do you not believe that the same
I wanted to play this. I want to see if let me get to the right spot.
could be said for your meeting with Bashar al-Assad? Meeting with the leader of Syria of over 500,000. I will never prevent more of my other regime change war, the taxpayer dollars out of the people who are suffering, people in places like cause. So if that means making sure our troops the kind of commander-in-chief we need, that truly Roosevelt not only met with why, because it was in the do things that
like
we
Stalin
find
or
abhorrent.
meeting with Bashar al-Assad, but not necessarily meeting with the leader of Saudi Arabia or supporting or having a relationship with them.
And now, Guillermo Moreno and Jairus Jackson.
Thank you to Diamond and Silk. A very big thank you to Diamond and Silk. We love those ladies. They do a fantastic job. And they're campaigning already. I mean, they never stopped campaigning for the president. And you know they're going to be on the campaign trail with President Trump. And let me tell you, that campaign trail is heating up.
My girls have been campaigning since 2015.
That's very true. Were they on board very early on?
They were, yeah. And
They were.
In fact, they even, and wish we could ask them this, they were... So Diamond and Silk were originally Democrats, if you don't know this.
I do not know that, no.
Diamond and Silk were originally Obama voting Democrats.
No way, I did not know
Yes.
that. Did not know that.
And we still, it sounds like I'm slandering them, but no, we love them.
Yeah.
It sounds like I'm trying to take their name, drag it through the mud. They were originally Obama voting Democrats. And originally, when they were looking at the original field, when it was the Jeb Bushes and the Ted Cruzes of the world, they were going to vote for Hillary or whoever won the Democrat nomination. Yeah, and
So what was the...
They saw Donald Trump come down the escalator. They heard what he said. They went the next day or within a few days, registered to become Republicans so they could vote in the primary. You've never heard their origin story.
I never heard their story, no.
Yes. They are what they are trying to fight against. They were the typical black people. Every election, we just checked D. That was Diamond and Silk. And they were going to be that way. Like they weren't liking what the Republicans were throwing them with Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush. They were going to vote for the Dem in the 2016 election.
I seriously did not know that.
It was Donald Trump himself. Again, that's the thing. These ladies weren't like, it's not like they listened to us and they were convinced of conservatism and they were going to go with whoever the Republicans picked. No. They were going to go with the Democrat. It was Donald Trump himself, not conservatism, not republicanism. It was Donald Trump himself that brought the ladies over. So yeah, it's a little Diamond and Silk origin story for you there, folks.
Jairus, we have a story that we want to do here. And maybe we should let everybody know who the congressman coming up. Congressman Devin Nunes. That's right.
You know what I love? This is how good our debate week has been. Everyone we bring on is because we only bring on the big names.
The Congressman Devin Nunes will be joining our coverage here at 4:30 to 5. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm going to ask him, man, how do you do it? How do you sit next to Adam Schiff and not just want to like
backhand Schiff?
Oh my gosh!
I use his neck to take down some notes. That pencil.
It's just.
Oh God, not this guy.
It's irritating. Yeah, here, let me pull this up while you give the story.
I don't even want to read the stupid story because I'm so upset. We're so just weak. We're punks.
We need to have I don't know, a MAGA training like karate, because if you're wearing
some karate,
if you're wearing a MAGA hat, you're going to get beat up. So this guy here.
That's why you don't wear them or have bumper stickers. But that's another story.
This gentleman here, let's go live. Well, not live, but let's listen to. So this is a MAGA hat guy that got, his name is.
Now, why are you laughing? He seems to be in a lot of pain. And you're enjoying this.
Jahangir Turan. the owner of the David Parker Gallery owner.
Now, hold on. Can we just say, for all you think we're all just a bunch of white rednecks, this man is a minority gallery
minority
owner.
gallery.
I didn't even know conservatives went to art galleries.
Jahangir Turan, the owner of David Parker Gallery. Why wouldn't he name it the Jahar Turan Gallery instead of naming it the David Parker?
Because he wants people to show up.
Or whatever, I guess so. Told the police that he was walking down. I'll tell you what. This is him in his own in his own voice.
On Canal, there was some sort of event, and I got jumped for wearing this hat. And started cursing at me, saying Trump hat, blah blah blah, and basically, one kid took my head and bashed it against the scaffolding pole. It all happened within 10 seconds. I jumped out, crossed the street, and then called the cops. And
oh my God.
Poor guy. I mean,
poor guy. Listen. So if these were kids, he let these kids manhandle him? And what, he ain't got a pocket knife on him? I mean, it's New York, so I guess he's not packing, but he ain't got a pocket knife on him? Guillermo, here's our problem with us being conservatives. We almost like getting beat up. Because guess what? We get beat up, and then, Fox News. Oh, Laura Ingraham wants to have you on. Tucker Carlson wants to have you on. And all of a sudden, you're famous. Yeah, I'm a conservative, and I was beat up by Antifa. No. You need to beat them up, all right? If you're allowed to, don't shoot for death. Shoot them in the knees, stab them, or do something. We can't keep getting bossed around like this and beat up just because we wear these hats. Someone's got to show these punks what's really up.
Yeah, so he's saying...
Every single time, Guillermo, these stories come up. We do what we're about to do. We're going to come... What are we going to do? Read the story? Oh, that poor guy, Antifa, someone's got to do something about it. Shut up. You got to do something about it. You see a MAGA person beating up, you beat the hell out of them. You got to do something. All we do is cry about this
but
because
listen,
we
man,
love the attention.
He was outnumbered. The group of 15 to 18 people.
No, kids. They are kids.
Yeah, all right. He said one girl flipped my hat. And then within 5-8 seconds, I got pushed from the back and my face hit the scaffolding pole. I still feel bad for him. I'm just looking at him. I mean, that black eye is. Ooh. I mean, the eye is bloodshot. You can't even tell where the eye is. I mean, it's bloodshot. I mean, he took a beating, man. Poor guy. I mean, look, does he look like the guy that's gonna, fight back? And listen, you know what? Funny story. When we go out to a lot of these MAGA events, right?
Yeah.
You notice they don't pick on like big buff, because we do have big buff Republicans. I'm one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I got these guns right here and I'm starting to fill out these mediums a little bit better.
You're filling them out in the stomach, not in the arms.
I got these guns right here. Look at this.
All right.
And I'm wearing my lightning. Anyhow, I almost got pulled over for having these guns out.
Oh my God! He really just made that joke.
Anyhow, but no, I've been around some events where you got some like big like Republicans.
Well, for crying out loud, our used to be our very own Ben Bergquam.
Yeah, I know, but Ben he's got a great smile that as soon as he smiles and shows those pearly whites,
we gotta stop being so nice. That's
we
our
do,
problem.
we really do. We gotta.
Now here's the thing. So I'll pull back.
Hold on. You know what I do to kind of like when I'm in a rough neighborhood to kind of get some street cred?
Your neighborhood, basically.
Every time I walk outside my door, you just spit on the ground. When you
just spitting on the ground toughness.
It does, because people are like, "Oh man, look at this guy. This guy's ruthless."
Even if you're like short, it'll still.
Yeah, it does. Because you walk out and you're like, "Ugh."
Just makes you look like.
You're like, "Whoa, this guy." Whew. Don't mess with this guy.
We just got to be more fierce, man.
So this guy maybe, poor guy here. So just maybe when he was walking around with his MAG hat, just stop every once in a while, look around, and just. He won't get beat up next time.
I don't know if they're talking about you or the guy that got beat up, but someone on our Facebook said you should stop wearing shirts that are made for 11-year-old boys.
Anyhow, the new Talk Radio 680.
Why are there lightning bolts on you?
It's Casual Friday. We'll be right back.
You're a grown man.
Who said that? Who said that?
They may be talking about the other guy.
No, I got lightning bolts on. Anyhow, my wife picked this shirt out.
We didn't say it looked bad. It looks great.
You got pink flamingos.
Who didn't like flamingos?
I'm just saying. Man, I bet you there's some liberals making fun of us right now. Eventually, anyhow, I could say this is for like the San. No, they're the LA. They're the LA Chargers now. What am I talking about?
No one's. We're not making. You look good. All right, we're just.
I didn't even realize these dang lightning bolts were pink. I thought they were yellow.
You don't look at it before you.
There goes your wife buys it for you. You don't question. You don't question. You just put it on.
you look at it before you put it on, so you know.
Well, it had lightning bolts. I thought they were yellow. They look yellow at my place. Or maybe it's one. Hey, maybe it's one of those internet sensational things. Are these lightning bolts yellow or pink?
It is a proven thing, especially if you get dressed early in the morning. Clothes look different than. Oh man, I swore this shirt was green at 5:30 this morning when I got dressed.
These are straight up pink.
Now you're sitting there at noon and it's purple. You're like, who knew? That could happen, man.
That's what happened to Marianne Williamson. Whoa, what am I doing on a presidential stage? I thought this was
a self-help forum.
Yeah, well, anyhow, same damn thing. These guys need self-help. These guys need love.
All right, man, so we got some economic numbers. The economy's crashing because of Trump's tariffs, and he's an evil guy, and he's a businessman, and he's going to screw America like he screwed all his businesses. So
it looks like plain splatters. Flamingos are nice. They look gray. I love both your shirts. I just like you. Thank you. Appreciate that. If your wife likes it, then you like it. I respect that. Yeah, I do. I mean, you know the saying, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, but is she so shallow that if you don't like a shirt, she's going to get upset?
No, she's not.
So
the thing that gets me, when my wife buys them like really tight, and you just can't even like move in them. Oh, I hate that. Those I won't wear. They're like tight. Either that or I've been working out too much.
Oh my God, what is wrong? So it's the pink ones you do wear, but you won't
fits.
wear. Obviously, she
That's
likes
all I
them.
care.
Obviously, she likes them tight. So why would? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I got some more room. Wear the tight ones.
I don't want to wear the tight ones.
Obviously,
then I'll get beat up.
Obviously, she likes you wearing the tight ones.
Yeah, but they're too tight. I don't. She knows I don't like them too tight. Anyhow, enough talking about our wear here. Let me get to because this guy's shirt actually looks more manlier than my shirt. I'll give him that. He's still got the tar knocked out of him. Look at this guy. Man. Poor guy. What would you do? Because you always look. Jairus always wears a MAGA hat.
I got flags that get flipped off every time. Any of these days, I'm gonna be sitting at a stoplight outside this station, and they're gonna Tupac me.
I'm surprised your car doesn't get. I should.
Well, we park it at our studios. It's down. We shouldn't even describe where it is. But at our studios, we're not parked on the street. And then at home, I can leave the doors unlocked because it's in one of the best neighborhoods in the Central Valley.
Hold on. So I want you guys all. So listen. Let me see if I can email this to myself quickly.
So here's the thing.
Oh my gosh! I got to show you. Have you seen this video here?
No.
This little kid.
No.
Oh, okay. You guys are in for a treat. Hold on.
What is it about?
Oh my gosh. It's about this kid crying playing Monopoly. Have you seen the other one? I guess they're getting ready for a hurricane, and it's an elderly lady, and she's like, I guess we're just gonna sit around, make soup, and get all fat and sassy.
I love that lady.
I don't know. We're gonna eat bread, make soup, and get all fat and sassy. Dude, we should do a promo on the radio that says Democrat debates are coming up. What are we gonna do?
You should find someone's. Or remember the lady from the Iowa panel? What are the Democrats going to do for America?
Yeah.
Get all fat and sassy.
Oh my gosh. All right, let me see if I can pull this up for you guys. You guys will get an exclusive first.
Woody! Yeah. I'm putting this in Q mode, but it isn't working. PC1, Q mode. No reason why it shouldn't work. Not a Q mode.
All right.
It's not coming out. Okay.
Hey, can I share this with can he turn that off? Or we're gonna go back to air? All right, folks. Oh, it's great.
No. I don't know. Oh, first of all, because the mic's on. Turn the mic.
you haven't seen this video? I want to play it for everybody here. It's this little kid crying. Well, we're going to talk about economics, right? You're going to start with that story? I don't think we should, but...
It's the Central Valley's home for all things Campaign 2020. Talk Radio 1680 KGED. And now, Guillermo Moreno and Jairus Jackson.
Debate week is coming to an end, and thank the good Lord, because I can't take...
Thank the Lord!
I can't take it.
You gotta go Churchill's reverence.
Thank the Lord!
The Lord!
Lord!
Jesus! Jesus! God! God!
You don't go.
God has
You
not
go to
obeyed.
like what church do you go to? You go to like the big mega church, don't you?
What do you mean? A big mega church?
You go to Jim Franklin, right?
Huh?
You go to Cross Church? Not a Cross Church.
Cornerstone.
Cornerstone
Oh
Church.
my God,
Cornerstone.
yeah.
It's only right down the street from where I am.
Why'd you call it? It's not called.
I get mixed up. Anyhow, that's not how Pastor Jim Franklin talks.
We didn't say we were doing honorable pastors. We said we were doing the Churchill's reverend. God. And it's said in the Bible. It's said that the Churchill's Reverend Al Sharpton shall not pay any of the white man's taxes.
Well, I'll tell you what, hold on. This is a perfect segue. I don't think you've seen this, but let me describe it to everybody listening on radio. So on Instagram, this is going around here. This is a young kid, and he's in his living room,
right.
and he's playing. He's trying to play Monopoly, and he's running into one big problem though.
What's the problem?
With Monopoly? Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes. 6, 9, 10, 11. Let me fix my houses.
He's crying now.
It's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It is.
Fun.
It's not fun to what?
It's the worst part of the game.
Oh, is what?
Taxes.
Worst part of life, too, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
That's his brother, because his brother's clearly.
Guillermo, I got it. We just have to go to D.C. and play Monopoly with the Special Olympics squad.
We really do.
That's what we need to do.
Hey, sweethearts, this is how it really works out. But do you hear his little brother in the corner? He's like, "Oh man, I'm gonna build some more houses."
His brother's a little Donald Trump over there. Take the family members' money and build more.
Hey, listen, you get to the Baltimore end of the Monopoly board, buddy.
Baltimore?
All right, we don't want any.
I'm sitting up here in the Manhattan.
Yeah, he's like, I own Boardwalk and I own everything else over here, and I got those Donald Trump hotels over here. So just relax, get yourself on the other side of this.
That's a great way to teach the kids about.
It is. I mean,
my favorite is you got to do the ice cream. Take your kid to get ice cream. Let him get 2 scoops and just take the first scoop without even telling him.
Yeah, but this kid, I mean, it was coming from deep, man. This kid was like really just, I mean, he was.
And you know what's great?
He was crying.
What's great is he was just sitting down playing. Imagine how hard he's going to cry when he actually works.
Oh.
When he has a real job and they take it from. He's that upset, and all he did was sit there in his jammies and play a game. Imagine when he's out working and he looks at that check and sees how much they took out.
You're going to make me cry. You're going to make me cry.
And imagine if he lives in California. Oh my God, it's gonna get even worse.
You know what they should do if they ever do Republican debates with the Democrats, which they won't. They should play them that video and have the Democrats respond.
You want the response?
What would Kamala Harris say?
Let me do responses. First of all, someone needs to get that kid a copy of Karl Marx. If he had a copy of Karl Marx's book, he wouldn't be so upset. Now, Bernie, as a black woman in this country, I know for a fact that he would be better off if his mother just aborted him. Because he is white, and what this country does not need, Bernie, are more white babies. And then you got Louis Farrakhan in the back. Yeah, you know that's right, girl. You know that's right, girl.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, speaking about money, right? We're talking about money.
Guillermo, if you don't know this, the economy's going under.
Horrible, man. People can't. Tom Perez said people are working 3 jobs just to make ends meet.
So here's the thing. Before we even get into that, there's liberal. Everyone likes to think, there's so many conservative think tanks. Go to D.C. There's just as many liberal think tanks. Do they even have like a fake study that they put out to prove this? Like, did any of their buddies in a left-wing organization put out a study that even backs that up, or are they literally just saying it?
I think they're just saying it. Well, let me ask you this. Because a lot of people they have their day job, and then to make some extra side hustle, they got some side hustle. Like, have you seen the new side hustle? It's like buying plants, and just sticking a bunch of them in them. Like, it's like
sticking a bunch of them in.
Well, let me. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like they're like succulents, right? And it's like a bowl, and it's like you can do them in letters, and they just stick a bunch of plants in there.
And how do you get paid for this?
You charge by the plant. I don't know. This ain't my side hustle.
I thought the side hustles was Ubers.
Yeah, and you have Uber side hustles now, right?
Well, as I like to say, no one in this country should work more than one job. I just want someone to ask her. So,
you know what we didn't hear? Livable wage. I don't think we heard.
I think we heard Yang talk about how he wants to.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say anyhow. All right, give us some economic numbers. How bad is it?
Guillermo, the economy is crashing.
Ah, damn it.
The economy is so bad, Guillermo. I want George Bush back in office.
Oh.
That's how bad the economy is. All right. The economy added 164,000 jobs in July.
Weak.
Now, Guillermo, we should be fair. We should mention that the projections were only 100,000 jobs. And the Trump economy ended up adding 164 jobs. So that is above what everyone thought it was going to be. But still, the economy is crashing. It's just very, very terrible. The national unemployment rate stayed unchanged at 3.7%. However, that is still the lowest in almost 50 years, according to the latest economic snapshot released Friday by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. So Trump, yet again, only creating 164,000 jobs when the Harvard... You do the Harvard better than
Harvard.
When the
From Harvard.
And the Princeton and all the smart economic people said they were only going to add 100,000. Trump came through and actually added 164,000.
You notice?
But the economy's still crashing.
A couple things on the economy. First of all, you notice how nobody talked about it on debate night 1 or 2 or barely mentioned it because it's doing so good. You notice that when the economy's doing bad, man, that's boom, boom, boom. What are you going to do to jumpstart the economy? What are you going to do to help us out? It was very rarely did they focus. They focused on healthcare, immigration, race. It wasn't, so that's how you know the economy's doing good. Number 2, have you noticed how now they're starting to kind of reword how they talk about the economy? Like saying President Trump only added blah, blah, blah short of his goal. They make it look like, hey, this guy still failed.
Okay, Trump is beating those geniuses' economic predictions.
Yeah, but you see how
what you're saying.
You know what I mean? They word it.
The geniuses this is from Breitbart, so this isn't worded like that.
Give them the credit.
But the geniuses at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the geniuses at the Fed, don't worry. This month, Trump is only going to be able to add 100,000 jobs. Oh, wait, he actually added 164,000 jobs. Crickets.
Obama.
Obama?
It's from Obama.
What do you mean?
It's because Obama was president. That's why those jobs are...
Well, Guillermo, the age-old question remains, which is, if all of this is because of Obama, that would technically mean Trump and Obama have the same policy. So what are you crying about every day? What are you crying? Listen, if Trump is this bad, why is he so bad?
That's a damn good point,
I thought
Jared.
because he goes in there and he wants to erase Obama's legacy. But if it's still continuing, if it was Obama's, ideas that were put into place, and Donald Trump is in there, he must just be. What's wrong with Trump?
That's a very good point.
He's going after Obama's lead.
Yep, that's a very good point. Well, Julian Castro, remember it was on night 1. No, night 2. Night 2. Sorry.
According to that goofy.
I'm not going to go back. That's so
they
stupid.
literally thought Castro did the best. I don't know what heroin they were smoking during the commercial breaks.
If you think Julian Castro and Cory Booker did the best at a night 2, yeah, you obviously were in and out. You were, you were cooking soup, getting all fat and sassy.
They were cooking something.
I don't know what were.
You know how hard it is to find someone to cook your crack the way you like it? That's part of the reason, Guillermo, if you don't know, that's part of the reason that Willie Brown was so in love with Kamala, because she could cook that crack the way he liked it.
You're horrible, man. That's so bad. But no, remember Julian Castro said, and I forgot what the stats were. He knew him right off the bat because he pre-rehearsed. He had said that out of 100 months of, no, it wasn't. It couldn't have been 100 months. Maybe 80 months.
It was in.
You remember?
It was around 150 months.
Maybe it was 150 months. It was
around paraphrase. Don't hold us exactly to the numbers. What are you, an SAT teacher? It was around 150 months of growth, and 88 of those months were under Hussein.
Under Obama.
Yeah.
So therefore, President Obama deserves the credit for this economy and not President Trump.
So can we not mention, by the way, and I don't remember the exact number, but the argument going into the 2016 election was not that Obama wasn't growing the economy at all. It's that it was sluggish as hell and that it wasn't benefiting everyone. So what I'm trying to, our argument wasn't, hey, there's been no growth whatsoever. We're just as bad as we were when Bush got out of there. No, that wasn't the argument. The argument is, if you implement the right policies, we can do a whole lot better. So I don't really, that doesn't like shun down the argument of the Trump economy when a Democrat comes out and says, oh, well, what about during Obama? Yeah, there was growth during Obama. Yeah. But guess what? We got those policies out of there. We put in conservative ones, and it turbocharged the hell out of the situation.
Speaking of Obama, here you have a reporter that apparently, I mean, Obama doesn't, this is what Obama thinks about
this. Who's this girl in the middle?
That's the reporter.
All right.
And here we go.
Reporting that President Obama himself was not pleased by the criticism of some of the Democrats. What are you learning?
Wait a minute. So Obama
So, Guillermo, can I keep a tally, my
friend?
friend?
Let me be clear.
Can I keep a tally?
Debates last night.
Hello, Mr. President.
I want to be clear. Okay. Last night did not give me the hope and change that I thought we were going to have.
Mr. President, just one more question. Is there any chance that in your mind...
That's not who we are.
Okay, but do you wish...
That is not who we are.
All right, Mr. President, do you wish that you could run for a third term?
I told Michelle.
All right.
I wanted to change.
Okay.
And she... anyhow. I can't channel my Barry here. My inner Barry, as you can channel your...
just one more question, Mr. President, before you leave, Mr. President. Just one more question. Is Michelle Obama thinking about running for president, like the fat slob Michael Moore said? She said. Just a little. Can you answer that, please, Mr. President?
No, I can't.
Sorry, Eli.
All right, here we go. All right, so here is what Obama was talking about, the criticism that the shade that was being thrown his way.
Well, that's right, Jim. As you know, Obama has been trying to stay out of this primary as much as possible, keeping quiet, not making any endorsements, even with his former Vice President Joe Biden in the race. But privately, Obama, our CNN colleagues are reporting, is expressing exasperation at how far left the party is moving on some policy issues, and of course, breaking with some of the things he did when he was president. Now, of course,
did you hear what she said there?
Yeah,
that he was feeling a little exasperated.
Now, Guillermo,
by how far I told you he would be a Republican. Maybe not that far.
He'd be like a Tim Ryan type of person. But so can we keep a tally? Can we take a list, Guillermo, of all the Democrats who are now sounding the alarm on Democrats infighting? We've got Rob Emanuel, Eric Holder,
that's right,
and now Barack
Obama.
Hold on, Guillermo. Fast and Furious guns to MS-13. Eric
Holder, that's right,
and Barack Hussein Obama himself is upset with how this is going. This is beautiful.
It is. It's great. Back to CNN political reporter Rebecca Buck.
Primaries are all about the legacy of the last president, where the party is moving. And it's no secret that the Democratic Party right now has been moving far to the left policy-wise relative to the Obama administration. And it is, for many of these candidates, a balancing act, because Joe Biden, of course, is running essentially as a third term of President Obama. But a lot of these other Democratic candidates look at what happened in 2016 when Hillary Clinton was essentially running as a third Obama term and lost to President Trump. And they see this as more of a balancing act. How can they embrace President Obama, who remains very popular personally among many Democrats, while also charting a new course forward for the party, taking a more progressive direction? And that's what we've seen from many of these other candidates.
There you go. Obama not very happy.
Obama not happy. His attorney general not happy. Rob Emanuel,
his former chief of staff, not happy. Yeah. So I can't wait for Obama to come out. He's gonna be like that dad that comes into the room. Hey, cut it off.
No, see, that's the thing too.
With his mom jeans.
You should know about. He does wear mom jeans. That's the thing about I don't know if it works in your house, but the minority parent, they don't go in the room as much as they just yell from downstairs.
The minority parent.
Yeah. Like, they going, what's going on in here? Yeah, black dads, they don't do that. You know how my dad gets my attention? He yells from downstairs sitting on the couch. Hey! The hell going on up there? And then you stop doing whatever you're doing, because if he comes upstairs, you're dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But Obama, they're not happy by where. Do you think he's just not happy where the party? He's to blame. When you think about it, come on, let's be honest. He's to blame.
Like he did all 8 years of his presidency, just passing the blame on to somebody else.
Yep. That's President Barack Obama for you. I'll tell you what, we got to take a quick commercial break. 559-442-1680. That's 442.
I've got some more economic news for you.
More economic news?
The president is failing the black community so much, Guillermo. He's such a racist. He hates people with dark skin so much that he's giving them jobs. So yeah, we'll get into that.
He hates them really bad. We'll get into that story. And then coming up at 4:30 to 5, Congressman Devin Nunes, our very own Congressman Devin Nunes, will be on the new Talk Radio 1680 KGED. Hold on, I want to watch this video. Vegans protest at a rodeo in Argentina. Cowboys run them off using horses and whips. Oh, that's great. Okay. Is that right now? All right, folks, I'm going to show you guys a video of vegans protest at a rodeo in Argentina. Cowboys run them off using horses and whips. Oh, boy. Well, that's one way to get rid of vegetarians. That's pretty funny. Vegans. They were vegans. They were totally anti-rodeo. Yeah, don't mess with Argentinian cowboys. Apparently not. Yeah, they'll just run you out of town. All right, appreciate you guys tuning in on Facebook Live. Hey, it's your first time here. Welcome. Happy to have you. We are in commercial break right now, but we'll get back on the air in just a few.
Well, vis-a-vis the commissioner has...
I'm going to have to cut you off, Ted. Mayor Bill de Blasio is speaking now. Let's look.
If you missed Bill de Blasio, folks, I'm going to play him for a little bit. Here's him today talking about Eric Garner.
Because we watched an innocent man die. And the fear was because people worried that there would be no justice. That the inequities that have plagued us for generations would simply continue unchecked. But today, for the first time in these long 5 years, the system of justice is working.
Hey, did you
Special coverage continues. And now, here's Guillermo Moreno and Jairus Jackson on the Central Valley's four-letter talk leader, Talk Radio 1680 KGED.
Welcome back here. Jairus Jackson joining me in studio. You know, when we do specials around here, it's a party. You and I, you come in, we do our shows together.
We're here for 5 hours, for 5 days straight.
More than 5 hours, buddy. There's a couple nights where we stayed here till 9 o'clock. Nobody's going to do this in the Central Valley. Nobody does it. You know, listen, we're not even Democrats, and we'll still devote a lot of time to them.
Guillermo, but let's also be honest. As people are sexy Americans listening and watching on Facebook, they have to understand this isn't like a one-time thing.
Nope.
We're going to do this every single time there's a debate. And I don't know, if enough people end up showing up, I think we got to do this for the climate forum as well.
Oh, I'm doing it for the climate forum.
Someone's got to tell the truth about what's really going on with the climate.
If you don't know by now, CNN is going to be doing a climate forum.
Let me get the schedule so that everyone knows how jam-packed September is. Go ahead.
So there's going to be a climate forum, literally climate change. That's all they're going to talk about.
They're going to fly in on their private planes.
Yeah,
and drive to the arena to talk about climate
I bet
change.
you Bernie Sanders is going to be the only one that said that he took public transportation because you know that question's going to be asked. It's almost dumb. If you're a 2020 candidate, at least on the last leg of that, just hop on a dang bus and public transportation.
Or do like the illegal aliens. You break into the country, get on a Soros bus for 90% of it, and then walk the rest. To be honest, that's what they do. This is why you want to stay with us all September, all the way through election night to the end of time. It's how jam-packed September is. It all kicks off. God, these here aren't in order. All right, so it all kicks off with a CNN climate town hall on September 4th. Okay, very own ABC, our very own ABC News will be hosting the September debate on the 12th and 13th, and MSNBC will be having a climate forum on the 19th and 20th. So we got September's jam-packed.
Why do you need 2 climate forums?
We got 2 nights of debates. We have 2 and 3 nights of climate forums. 2 nights of debates, 3 nights of climate forums in September, jam-packed.
Why would you need climate forums? I just don't. And 2 of them.
I don't know.
2 of them.
I don't know.
It's stupid, man. It's completely dumb.
You know what else is dumb? The assertion that Donald Trump is helping black people. Yes. And helping black Americans in this economy.
Yeah, you got the story, right? Especially, I mean, in this in this highly charged, racial divided time that we live in, Jared.
This is the proof
that President Trump is racist.
Yes.
All right.
We might as well print the articles of impeachment on the back side of this pink paper that we have in studio. That's how poignant it is. You ready for this one, Guillermo?
I am.
You ready for this? Everyone brace yourself, all right? Black youth unemployment falls to the lowest levels in history. And racist. The American economy is providing jobs for young African Americans. It is. At an unprecedented level. In June, the unemployment rate for African Americans between the age of 16 and 15 fell to a seasonally...
Wait, 16 and 50?
16 to 19.
There you go. Okay. You said like 16 to 15.
Oh, did I?
Don't worry about it.
All right, fell to a seasonally adjusted 17.7%, the lowest since the government began tallying the figures in the early 1970s.
Wow.
Now, I thought the government...
Okay, well, what was that? Okay, it went from what to what?
It doesn't say what it went to. It just says it's currently at 17.7%, which is the lowest the rate it's ever been since the government began tracking the figures.
Young black unemployment. And what are the age groups?
16 to 19.
Wow. Unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah.
He's racist, though.
Yeah.
Racist.
I got some more here. A total of 762,000 young African Americans had jobs in July, according to the most recent data from the Department of Labor. That is the single highest number on record. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The single highest number on record.
I know why that is.
All right, why?
Because Obama.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that was Obama.
Now, Guillermo.
See, Obama, it's the theory that Obama did such a damn good job that President Trump is doing nothing at all. He's just riding on those Obama numbers.
So listen, Guillermo, here's even further proof. Let's not act like idiots. Here's even further proof that Trump really isn't a racist. Not only if you're an African American in this country and you're between the ages of 16 and 19, you have the lowest unemployment rate that black people in this country have ever had, ever, under Donald Trump. Not only do you have, at least from July, a total of 762,000 young African Americans having this job, but white youth unemployment has increased. Come on! How can Trump be racist? He's giving the jobs to the blacks. He's taking them from his own. White youth unemployment for the same age group, 16 to 19-year-olds, has actually increased year over year. Think about that. Guys.
Wow.
All right, so, Guillermo, you ready for the mic drop moment?
That wasn't the mic drop moment.
No, I got more. The mic drop moment. It is easier for a young black man to get a job in this white supremacist country than a white kid. I mean, can we just go off the air now?
Our job is done.
What else?
Our job is done.
According to the facts. Hey, like CNN says, facts first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's more emotion lies first.
There have never been, between the ages of 16 and 19, more black men employed, or black youth, youth period, so they can be transgender.
Yeah, it could be, females, males.
Unemployed. And in fact, the rate, if you're white and you're young, if you're white and you're between the ages of 16 and 19, that white privilege ain't working.
Where'd you get this from? Where'd you get this article from? And no one's talking about this. This is the first time I've heard it.
Kim, what do you think? This is from Breitbart. They're the only people that would talk about this. Got it from Breitbart.
There you go. Hey, listen. You're listening. You're watching. Spread the news. I mean, this is how racist the president is.
Yep. Look at that. Guillermo. He's so racist, he's taking the jobs away from the white people.
And giving them to black youth.
Yeah, look at that for the first time. It's not the Mexicans taking the jobs away, huh?
I bet you if those statistics came out, I bet you they'd be even lower.
Yeah.
Because he's talked about youth, he's talked about black unemployment and Latino unemployment being at all-time lows.
And then there's other figures, too. America currently has the highest employment of listen for this, non-high school and non-college degree individuals. So even
if when he said he loved the poorly educated, he wasn't.
So let's say you had a bad shake. Let's say you didn't finish college. Boom. Let's say you had an even worse shake and you didn't finish high school. It's still in this country right now is the best time for you to get a job than we've ever had.
Wow.
Thank you, Mr. Racist in Chief.
Yeah, you gotta. That's those are some pretty good numbers.
I think what's the only thing that they like to say? The only thing that Donald Trump is bad at being at is a racist. Man, he sucks at being a racist. Donald Trump, you suck at being a racist.
That and obstructing justice.
Yeah.
Sucks at that too.
Donald, listen, you're good at a lot, but when it comes to being a racist and obstructing justice, you're trash, man.
Horrible.
You're
Come
trash.
on, Mr. President. Get better. Anyhow, you got. I'm in shock right now.
You should be.
I'm in shock right now. All right, we got
it. And no one's talking about this too.
No one's going to talk about it. No one's going to be talking about it. All they want to talk about is how racist he is. And speaking about race, all right, speaking about racially charged issue, I guess that was very apparent on the debate stage on the second night. Bill de Blasio.
Big Bird.
Bill de Blasio, Eric Garner. Well, today, let's...
Conveniently.
I mean, this apparently, nothing changed this guy's, but this was out of the blue, right? Who would have saw this coming? Here's Mayor de Blasio here talking about the cop that is fired.
The system of justice is working. For the Garner family, and I've spent time with them and I've heard the pain that they have felt. There's been a very long 5 years with no sense of closure, no sense of justice. Until today, the Garner family has been failed by this entire process. And think about what they have gone through. They watched him die.
It failed until they got called out. Let's just be honest. It failed. He didn't care about Eric Garner or his family until he decided to run for president. And
someone called him out on it.
Oh, someone. Everybody called him out. I mean, this guy was...
You know what, Garrett? Let's be fair. Bill de Blasio cares as much about the Eric Garner family as he does about his own police department.
Ooh.
Where's the bell?
That's a good one. That's a good one, man.
It's about how much he cares about the Gardner family.
Yeah, and did you hear? I got to pull this clip up, but apparently Eric Garner's widow. Did you see that, Eric? Remember, why was it such a big thing? Didn't all the candidates go out and say, "Hey, I met with Eric Garner's family"? They all apparently knew Eric Garner's family, and then Big Bird there too claimed that he had met with them as well.
Well, see, it's funny because during the debate, Bill de Blasio tried to come out and say, I've met with her family, and then Gillibrand came out and said it, and by the end of it, it wasn't a big deal that you had met the family anymore. Because everybody had met her, yeah. So it wasn't special anymore.
Yeah, so here, let me pull this up here. This is Eric Garner's widow rejects Bill de Blasio's claim he knew victim's family. He doesn't even remember my name. This is Big Bird.
Yeah.
This is Big Bird.
This is the Big Bird mayor.
Now, listen, do you think everyone is going to have a knee-jerk reaction when they get called out? Because this was his, right?
Yeah.
You think Kamala Harris is going to have a knee-jerk reaction? Here's my question. Pete Buttigieg is dealing with the same situation in his city, right? The mayor of South Bend.
How was he brought in? How he was not brought in on this conversation?
He wasn't on the same stage. He wasn't on the same stage.
He was sitting in his hotel room thanking his lucky stars for that one.
So here is Eric Garner's. Hey, I got that same blanket behind her. Here's Eric. Do you? Yeah, I do. We have the same blanket. Here's Eric Costco. Here's Eric Garner's widow here talking about. Hopefully it'll be.
Esau Garner Snipes joins me now. Mrs. Garner Snipes, what did you think when you heard Mayor de Blasio's explanation there at the debate?
That he's full of malarkey.
Still a word
I've
from
met
Bill,
him on several occasions. Just so happened that particular day after the Department of Justice gave us their decision, they did a conference call, and my daughter was actually in the room with Mayor de Blasio, and he didn't even remember my name. It was very disheartening and very callous, and they're just passing the buck. One is blaming the other. Whose responsibility is it? Who has the power to do this or do that?
But Mrs. Garner Snipes, what part? Sorry to interrupt you, but what part did you think was malarkey? You think that Mayor de Blasio could have and
Mayor de
should have
Blasio's
acted?
malarkey. Come on, what do you need?
Yes, most definitely. I think that he should have acted when Dan Donovan from Staten Island, I think way back then.
All right, we're going to end it there, but that was Eric Garner's widow there speaking out and pretty much calling out Bill de Blasio. He didn't even remember my name. And all of a sudden, this guy wants to take credit. The reality is, Bill de Blasio, Big Bird, got called out on that debate stage. Everybody called him out. They were so irate. What does he do? A couple days later, you know what? I see the light. I see the light, and I'm gonna let this cop go.
I think they're all gonna. You talked about, are they gonna have knee-jerk reactions?
They all are gonna have knee-jerk reactions. I'm telling you. I don't know if the South Bend mayor, Pete Buttigieg, I don't know if the police officer that killed the unarmed black man is going to get fired. But when I was in South Bend, Indiana, a lot of the community there was calling for his. I mean, they wanted the police chief fired. They wanted the cop fired.
They wanted to clean house.
They wanted to clean house. Well, Pete Buttigieg, and how this did not make it on the debate stage, especially talking about race, was how he fired the first black police chief.
Yeah. And it's funny, we've talked about this before, like, how is Pete Buttigieg in 5th or 6th place, but he's number 1 in donations? It's because all the white liberals out here in California and New York love to give a gay guy running for president money. Yep. No one wants to talk to the black people who he runs their city and he's running it into the ground. But no one wants to talk to them. No one wants to talk about them or their issues. No one interested in how they feel he would make as a president of the United States. They're only interested in celebrating the fact that he's gay, he's running for president, and if they pick him for VP, he's going to go up against Mike Pence.
Yep.
That's it.
Exactly. We have some breaking news, by the way, folks. We have some breaking news that we want to bring to you, and we're going to talk more about it after the 4 o'clock hour.
All right, Anderson Cooper.
Yeah.
All right. What are you, applying to work at CNN with those kind of teases? Jeez.
We're going to talk more about it, but the breaking news is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. No, I'm not going to tell you that she's resigning. It's not. I didn't tell you it was great news. I told you it was breaking news.
I think you might do a cartwheel on camera and on the radio,
man,
if that was the case. But it's like, man, it's like I said, it's like a vacuum. Someone probably to the left of AOC would come up if she left. So
for sure. Yeah, she wasn't far enough. So AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, has fired her chief of staff. She has fired her chief of staff. So at the 4 o'clock hour, we're going to talk more about it, and we'll go into detail. Also, in the 4 o'clock hour after 4:30, Congressman Devin Nunes will be calling into the show, and we're excited to have him on. And it's an honor. He's our own congressman. So it's an honor to have him on the show.
We're so blessed that our own congressman is one of the most outspoken freedom fighters in the House.
Amen. So. Amen to that. And we appreciate Diamond and Silk, who came on a little earlier. Hugh Hewitt, who came on earlier on in the week as well.
Listen, we already got emails open and trying to get some good people on for you in working.
There you go. Speaking about emails, Jairus, you mentioned it. Speaking about emails.
You went from being, first you did an Obama impersonation earlier in the show, now you're like Hillary Clinton. Tell me about your deleted emails.
Well, this one isn't deleted. Marianne Williamson just emailed me.
Okay.
This is we're on her campaign list.
We get every campaign.
Oh my gosh, it's so. You know what was really dumb?
Nothing's more depressing than waking up in the morning to what Julian Castro wants to tell you. He had a great debate.
He had a great day.
Dynamic.
What are you talking? Oh, he just killed it. I mean, he was reaching out to the American.
I love when they see
so
you.
Stupid.
Would you like to download a copy of Julian Castro's schedule for today?
Nope,
really.
We're good.
And listen, I love killing trees as much as anybody with the paper, but nah, I'm good.
So Marianne Williamson, she said that her communication director sent this out. Don't mock Marianne Williamson. Democrats need her spiritual politics in dark Trump era. Her spiritual politics.
What if Williamson joins forces with Pete and they're like the religious left? I'm going to stick with the religious right.
There you go. Clear. I'll tell you what, the Me Too slayer, Bill O'Reilly.
He's got a good one today warmed up, too.
Bill O'Reilly, the Bill O'Reilly update is up next. You're not going to want to miss it. Our very own Bill O'Reilly. Come back, 4 p.m. We're going to be talking about AOC firing her chief of staff, breaking news, and the best congressman, Devin Nunes, will be on the show as well. All right, folks, we're going to end the feed here, but join us. We're going to restart the feed at about 4:04 for the next hour. So we're going to end this feed. Hope to see you in the other feed. And in the next hour, we're going to have Congressman Devin Nunes on, and we'll see you then. And I think we have someone tuning in for the very first time. Where's her comment here? I think it was Jeannie, right? Jeannie.
I saw that somewhere too.
Jeannie, welcome. We appreciate you finding us. Share us all, folks, and we'll see you guys.